Hello everyone, my name is Suzana and I'm going to tell you more about the company Vooruitzicht. I guess that a lot of you don't actually know this company. Vooruitzicht develops real estate and builds extraordinary neighborhoods with a focus on the entrepreneur and turnout. I will first talk about the liquidity and secondly I will explain the solvency ratios. After this I will talk more about profitability and finally about the stock prices. The higher the current ratio is, the more capable the company is of paying off its debts. If its current ratio is low, it means it will have a difficult time paying its immediate debts and liabilities. In general, a current ratio of 1 or higher is considered good, and anything lower than 1 is a cause of concern. Vooruitzicht had a really good ratio during the 3 years. It is greater than 1, even if it has decreased during the years. The ratio is still greater than 1. This means that the company is able to pay its current liabilities with its current assets. The debt ratio tells us the percentage of a company's assets that are provided via debt. A debt ratio below 30% is excellent. Above 40% is critical. As we can see, the ratios of Vooruitzicht are during the 3 years greater than 100%. This high debt ratio indicates a high risk. This means that the company's liabilities are higher than the assets, which is not considered a good ratio. ROE is a basic test of how effectively a company's management uses investors' money. ROE shows whether management is growing the company's value at an acceptable rate. Many professional investors look for an ROE at least 15%. If we look at the graph related to the ROE, you can see that the company scores well in 2019, but in 2020 it decreased to 8%. Which is a bad ratio. But in 2021, the company scored an ROE of 17%, which is considered a good ratio. A 70% ROE indicates that for every 100 euros of equity, the company makes a profit of 17 euros. Return on assets is a tool used to determine how effectively a company is using its resources to make a profit. An ROA of 5% or higher is typically considered good. In general, the higher the ROA, the more efficient the company is at generating profits. Vooruitzicht has scored a little bit the same as the ROE. In 2019, has the company scored 6%, which is considered a good ratio. But the same story as the ROE, in 2020, we can see a decrease of 2%. This gives a score of 4%, which means that they achieved a very poor profit from their investments. But 2021 has a really good score, which is 8%. I would also like to talk more about their stock prices, but as you can see, their stock prices stopped in 2015. I couldn't find any more information about that, so I also cannot tell you anything more about it, but just concluding that they don't have any. After going all over the ratios, we can make a conclusion about the health of the company. As you can see, the current ratio has been decreasing over the years, but it still has a ratio above 1, so it means that it can pay its current liabilities. The debt ratio has first increased and then decreased, but they are still greater than 100%, which I can consider a bad ratio. The ROE and ROA have decreased and then increased, which is because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but it currently has a good ratio. Now I'm going to give you some advice about investing in this company or not. First of all, by the calculations that I did, I can advise you that Vooruitzicht is a healthy company. Vooruitzicht has also many ongoing projects that are successful, so this gives you a great opportunity to invest in them. Thank you for listening.